Attraction isn't a choice. Attraction isn't a choice. It's taken me a lot of years of thinking, researching, frustration, trying things, testing things out in the real world, getting to know guys who are really good with women, trying to deconstruct what they do. To summarize the gist of attracting women. And it comes down to these words: attraction isn't a choice. And what I mean by attraction isn't a choice is that if you meet a woman and you interact with her long enough that she forms an impression of you, she has an impression of who you are as a person, and she doesn't feel attraction for you, there's essentially nothing you can do about it. No amount of logic, trying to convince her, pursuing her, buying her things, giving her gifts, compliments, none of it'll work. Why? Because it's not a choice. Attraction isn't a choice. The flip side of the coin of attraction isn't a choice is that if you meet a woman and you interact with her long enough that she forms an impression of you and she does feel attraction for you, then there's nothing she can do about it. There's nothing she can do about it. No amount of peer pressure, pressure from her friends, her parents, logical realizations that this isn't the right guy for me, a mismatch with what she thinks she wants. There's nothing she can do about that attraction. And I've seen over my life, as the more powerful that attraction grows inside of a woman, the more irrational things they'll do. The more they'll hang out with guys that are really not good for them. They'll endure abuse, mistreatment, even have their lives destroyed. Now, when I first started seeing this, I thought to myself, there must be some reason for this. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Why would a woman allow a guy to just pull her life down? Or why would she endure an abusive relationship or situation? I can remember when I had the epiphany of attraction not being a choice. It was because I started asking myself that question. It happens enough. Why does it happen? What is going on here? And then it hit me. The only way that women could do this consistently over and over and over and over is if they're not choosing it. They're not choosing it. It's not a choice. I'd like you to think about this in terms of a visual, kind of a visual diagram that I'm going to give you to summarize this attraction isn't a choice philosophy. I think that when two people meet, all right, we're going to let these two diagrams here represent two people. I think that when two people meet and they interact with each other, that there's something going on that we might call the surface structure, okay, or the superficial structure. There's their personas communicating, their social selves. And this is the level of communication that you can see on the surface. What's fascinating about this level of communication is that, in my opinion, almost nothing meaningful happens on that level. Almost nothing meaningful happens on that surface social level. That all the meaning is happening on a deeper level. Now, of course, us guys, especially us intelligent, logical guys, who take things for face value, who are empirical, we're trying to solve our problems with women on this level. One of the challenges with this is that usually this is words. This is the thing we're paying attention to, is words. And when we have problems with women, we say, give me some words, give me the things to say to solve this surface level problem. What's that leaving out? Well, it's leaving out body language, voice tone, patterns of communication, almost all of it. What I'm going to suggest to you is that there's another part that we have inside of all of us, a more primal, basic part that we're all born with, all of us. And this part doesn't really care about this surface communication, this persona level stuff. I'm also going to suggest to you that these two parts can actually communicate with each other directly and bypass all this surface communication. And in fact, I'm going to go as far as to say that if you're standing in the presence of a man who knows how to communicate with this part of a woman, this more essential part, and you're watching it happen, and you're just seeing this surface stuff happening, that you might never see this. I'm even going to suggest that you may have been watching this happen all your lives, right in front of you. You've been watching it all your life. You didn't see it. How could that be? Well, that's one of the mysteries we're going to solve in this program. I also believe that these parts, these inner parts that we come wired with, kind of from birth, all of these potential capabilities, I believe that our modern culture, our society, our parents, religion, all kinds of different ideas have kind of recorded over those fundamental mechanisms, pushed them down, pushed them into the background. I also believe that through other kind of processes, like in a lot of cases, men, us guys not having a lot of men around when we were growing up, we didn't learn how to use these talents and flex these muscles. And I believe that you have this part of you. It's in there. I think that there's a part of you that knows everything that it needs to know about how to attract any woman you want. And what we need to do is work together to help you develop that part so that you can naturally attract women. You can use the equipment that you already have to attract the women that you want.